I heard a sound in an old war movie on TV. There was a private cranking a generator to provide power for an army radio in the field. I found one of these old army generators on eBay. And it's the sound we use for Wally when he has to be quiet in a given scene. He's not going very fast. When Wally gets going at high speed, additional sounds are added to his driving motors. And one of the principal elements comes from a device called the inertia starter, used to start the engine on an old airplane. And it's a classic sound, often used for the Roadrunner speeding up or the Tasmanian Devil spinning in a circle. Creating sound effects is one task, but creating voices is the hardest task for me as a sound designer. Our audience is very sensitive to analyzing voices because we do it all day long, every day.
Aha! Ha!
Sound effects can function like a voice. Sound effects can be expressive. Another technique would be to start with the human performance and modulate a sound effect. The human performance is driving the shape of the twanging Jew's harp. Disney was also responsible for using one of the most innovative electronic tools for modifying the human voice. Back in the 1940s, the device was called the Sonovox. And this device involved playing a sound over a small pair of speakers. And a performer would hold the speakers against their throat.
The train sounds are all on here. You hold these over your vocal cords and move your lips, like this.
All aboard! All aboard! Clear the track! All aboard! Let's go!
Eve! Eve!
The voice of Eve is a modern example of the same technique. In this case, I'm using a device called a vocoder. And you can input into this device a human recording, a human voice at one end.
Go ahead.
In this case, it's Alyssa Knight.
Directivo. Directivo. Directivo.
I like that.
And at the other side of the device, you can put in a tone.
Directivo. Directivo.
Changing the performance and giving it electronic nuances.
Directive.
You wanted to have all the soul of a human being might have in the performance, but you wanted it to sound like the voices were synthesized, that they were coming from a machine. Wally's voice started with recordings I would make of myself. And then it's analyzed and broken up into its component parts within the computer. It changes the volume and pitch of the sound. And the tilt of the pen actually affects the way the sound is resynthesized in the computer. And I can add an additional level of performance to it that way.
Wally!
Wally.
And all of these sounds add up to the world of Wally.